Llywelyn the Great, or Llywelyn ap Iorwerth, was Prince of Gwynedd in North Wales, and by and large ruler of most of modern-day Wales for over 45 years until his death in 1240. Now Llywelyn was born in 1173 and was the son of Iorwerth ap Owain, who was also known as Flatnose because of his nose defect. It was believed that Iorwerth died when Llywelyn was an infant. Llywelyn's uncles Dafydd and Rhodri had taken over the lands once held by Iorwerth, and in 1195 a young Llywelyn took up arms against his uncles, defeating Dafydd in the battle, and a little later on Rhodri would die. Dafydd was taken prisoner and eventually banished by Llywelyn. In 1199 Llywelyn took the castle of Mold and assumed the title of Prince of North Wales. Now in 1205 King John of England was trying to recapture some of his lost territories against the French. It was at this time that he married off his 15-year-old illegitimate daughter Joan to Llywelyn. This alliance shows how smart of a political move this was on Llywelyn's part. Gwenwynwyn of Powys had a disagreement with King John, which resulted in him losing his power and lands. Llywelyn, who was now in John's good graces, took the opportunity to seize the lands of southern Powys and northern Ceredigion, therefore increasing the size of his domain. This alliance continued into 1209 when Llywelyn joined King John on his campaign in Scotland. However, things were about to take a turn for the worst. King John had started to grow jealous and paranoid of the influence that Prince Llywelyn had. In 1208 southern Powys was conquered, and in 1210 Llywelyn attacked the lands of the Earl of Chester. This gave John a decision to make, as both were loyal men to him. He chose Chester, and the result was a war with Llywelyn. King John marched through Wales, hoping to crush the Welsh with an open field battle. However, the Welsh used guerrilla tactics and would melt into the forest and hide on top of mountains whenever they had the opportunity. The war raged on for a few years, with King John imposing harsh terms of peace on the Welsh and annexing the area of North Wales known as the Four Cantrefs. The result delayed King John's planned invasion of France, and Llywelyn found himself a natural ally in King Philip II Augustus of France. In 1215 Llywelyn took Shrewsbury with ease, and over the next few years would take South Wales, becoming the most influential leader amongst a united Wales. Terms of peace would eventually be made with the English as a result of the Magna Carta Agreement. In his final years, Llywelyn found William de Barros, a Marcher Lord of Abergavenny, in his bedchamber with his wife Joan. Llywelyn had William executed by hanging and would place Joan under house arrest, although would release her from this a year later. Joan would die in 1237, and Llywelyn would suffer a stroke shortly after. Llywelyn's health would start to deteriorate, and his son Dafydd would start to take on more responsibilities. Llywelyn would die in 1240 at the Cistercian Abbey of Aberconwy, which would later be moved to St Gyrst Church at Llanrhust. A poet by the name of Einion Wan would later say, "True Lord of the land, how strange that today he rules not o'er Gwynedd, Lord of naught but the piled up stones of his tomb, of the 7-foot grave in which he lies." Thank you for watching the video. I want to say a massive thank you to all my patrons and all my sponsors on YouTube Gaming. They're currently on the screen right now. For more information, check out all the links in my description and check out the links on the screen as well.